Doing well. Tom Murphy with the Democrat Gazette. 2 days in with the receiving core, we're all thinking who's going to join Traylon Burks as key guys. What have you seen from your group so far?
Oh man, seeing great competition throughout the group so far, and I think competition brings the best out of athletes, and so these guys have been working their butts off all summer, and they're getting a chance to showcase it now. So that they know that competition is throughout the room, so they're competing. They're competing, and I can't wait to see it all unfold.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about a couple of players. Your first, I guess, time working with Devion Warren now. How's he doing? What are your impressions of him and Warren Thompson, also the transfer from Florida?
Yes, Devion Warren's, he's a hard worker. He's a hard-working guy that you know what you're going to get out of him is his best and his all at all times. And so he's a fun guy to be around. Wants to be great, and anybody like that, they're going to work their butts off to do whatever they can. Warren Thompson's doing great, doing awesome. You can see his potential and what he can do. Just a little held back right now, hadn't been in ball for a while. So trying to get him going, get him in shape and everything. He's in shape, but just trying to get him going so we can really evaluate him, So I'm excited about what he brings to the table. It's easy to see he's got some ability.
Yeah, Kenny, hey, Bob Hull at the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. How you doing?
Doing awesome. How about yourself?
I'm okay. Hey, with Traylon, he's obviously getting all these accolades. He's coming off a great year. What have you seen from working with him in the spring and, a little bit here so far? And where can he get better? As good as he is, where does he need to improve, and what does he need to do to get there?
Oh, man, Traylon's an awesome guy, and so it's easy to kind of talk to him about the things that he needs to improve on. He already knows what type of player he is, and he's an awesome guy. So him being a bigger guy, bigger guys aren't at times the same route runners as those smaller wide receivers. So I told him I'm here to help you with that, man. Help you and make sure that we can take your route running to another level. Not like it's not already great. you're top 3 in the country, so you're obviously doing something right. But I just want to help you take it up another notch, and also the knowledge of the game. The knowledge of knowing how to read defenses, why we're calling certain things, where we're trying to get you on certain plays. And so those are the 2 areas I'd say that I've been here to try to take his game to another level. And he's taking ownership of it. He's working his butt off, and I think he is actually reaping the benefits of seeing it himself getting better at it now.
What have you seen from Tyson Morris, Coach? He's senior, super senior, I guess is what Sam calls him. But what have you seen from him, and what is he doing well?
Yeah, explosive guy, and I've talked to Tyson plenty much about just having the right mindset. Coming out having the mindset of, hey, I'm going to do my job, play in, play out, and use my abilities to the best of that I can do. He's an explosive guy. He can run. He's a bigger body guy, and so I think he's got tools and abilities that we can use. And so with him, I just want to keep him in the right mindset and let him keep playing ball every day, play by play.
Coach, what do you like about John David White, and understand his teammates call him Diesel? You got any info on that?
Jay Diesel. Just an awesome guy, a guy that does everything right, from off the field to on the field, wants to give his all, going to give every bit of effort that he has in him. And I have a saying to my guys all the time: the ball finds energy. The ball just finds energy, and J.D. White is the epitome of that. He's going to get balls thrown to him because he's so energized on the field and giving everything that he has for his teammates, for his brothers.
Coach, Trey Knox started off as a freshman just really hot out of the gate, and then had a bit of a hip issue and wasn't the same the rest of his freshman year. Didn't do what we expected out of him also last year. What have you seen from him, his, I guess, renewed approach to football, or what is he doing to get back to that form?
He's doing awesome right now. He came in and, he wanted to know my thoughts after seeing him all spring on what he could do to reach that next level. And I think he's a bigger guy. He's a bigger wideout. And so we talked about what bigger wideouts do. They're big physical guys who lock up people on the perimeter blocking, and if that ball's in the air and it's contested, it's one-on-one, and instead of it being a 50-50 ball, hey, that's 80-20, and that's who you got to be as a bigger guy. And he's taking that on, and he's working at it.
It's actually a question from Andrew Hutchinson. He's home because it's his anniversary.
Okay, happy anniversary, Andrew.
Yeah, he maybe had. As a former quarterback, he was wondering what your thoughts are on KJ. I guess through the spring and summer and a little bit, you've had him in fall camp, obviously.
For sure. Love KJ's mindset, man. He's got a he's got an older mentality, you know, and I love that about him, and I think guys follow him because of that kind of reason, right? He's got that older mindset that guys understand that he's mature, you know, and I think he's progressed throughout the spring, man. He's been on fire lately. I'm excited to see that guy roll. I'm excited to see him roll. I think he's taking the ownership of, hey, right now I am the starting quarterback, so, hey, I got to lead a SEC team to big-time things, you know, so I'm excited to see him.
Sam was in here the other day, and he was talking about wanting 9 receivers. He hoped to have 9 receivers ready for SEC. Do you feel like some of those freshmen can come on and help in that group? I think he bragged on Jaden Wilson yesterday.
Oh.
Can you just talk about the freshmen?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, we got 3 of them came in, right? And, man, I'm very intrigued about what they're bringing to the table right now. You know, 3 different styles of guys, too, and that's what I like in the wide-out room. You know, I like those 3 different styles. You got Bryce Stevens, who's a good-sized kid who can really fly. You know, he can really fly, and so we're excited about that. I mean, when you can always use a guy that can fly, you know, so I can see him helping us out. Keytron's a bigger guy who's also powerful and has good speed. So Keytron Jackson's, I mean, he's already, you can look at his body and his legs and see that kid's a grown man at 18 years old, you know, so excited what he brings to the table. And then Jaden Wilson, I mean, he has really, really, really exceptional feet. And so trying to bring along that strength and that he's got body control, but the strength and that kind of stature that he needs to last throughout an SEC season, you know. And so excited about all 3 of them, man. They're all 3 different kind of guys, and I think they're all going to help us out here in the future.
Yeah, I was curious, a little different perspective maybe on what you think about Arkansas's the cornerbacks, what you saw from them in the spring and through now, and maybe who impresses you. What do you think of those guys?
Yes.
Kind of competition they're giving you receivers.
Gotcha. Love the guys we got. I mean, I tell them all the time, we live by the motto, iron sharpens iron, you know, and those guys bring it every day, you know, and I tell my guys every time, hey, if we do get them for a day, you know what to expect for tomorrow, you know. So it's an iron sharpen iron thing. We got some great guys up there, man, and Buster, Hudson, you got Day. I mean, guys. I mean, it's a deep room. You got size, you got speed in there, and I think every day they bring it to make us better. And I'm hoping that every day we're doing the same, because I'm pushing my guys to do the same and make sure that these guys are bringing it every day. You know, so I'm excited about that room. I'm excited about the future in our room, and I think as long as we keep the same mindset going, I think we'll be just fine.
Kenny, you played for a program that was competing for national championships. Here, they're trying to get back in the SEC and, you know, building from a couple of bad years. What do you see from a program building standpoint that Sam's doing that gives the fans promise that things are going in the right direction here?
Well, I love how Coach Pittman holds everyone accountable. You know, he holds everyone accountable and holds everyone to a certain standard. You know, we're Arkansas. We're Arkansas. We're big-time Arkansas. And so there's no other way to think of it, you know. And so if we're going to be big-time Arkansas, let's hold everyone in this building, everyone in this program, if you touch anyone, to a certain standard, a certain accountability of being great. And that's the part that helps everyone understand that you have to step up and hold your own.
Yeah, Coach, what's the most difficult part about getting through these first few practices without pads and stuff? And is it just getting in sync and everybody knowing where to be, or what are the challenges?
Other than me passing out, you know, getting through the jitters. You know, those jitters of being excited that day one. You know, coming back day 2 of guys, you know, maybe not as excited, a little more tired. And then you get to the first day of pads where everyone's really excited, right? Everyone's excited to kind of hear the pads clicking and being able to say, hey, you didn't tackle me, you did tackle me, things of that nature. So I think it's getting through those first few days jitters of worrying about other things. You know, at first you're worried about, hey, it's my first day of camp and this thing and then after a while it's just about ball. It's like, hey, let's go out here and just play ball. Let's go get better. And I'm not saying you're not getting better at the start or you're not thinking that way, but after a while, it's, hey, I'm already in it. I'm rolling. It's time. We know what we're going to do today. And it's kind of more of a business aspect take on just going out and playing ball and getting better.
Saw Kendall Catalon had an explosive play today. What have you made of his, what you saw spring and now?
He's done some good things, man. He's done some good things, and he's stacked days on top of days at this point that he's just trying to do his job. He's not a loud guy who's going to be, showboating about it or anything like that. And so he's just doing his job and stacking days.
Who do you like from your core who might end up being return people?
Okay, return people. I think Bryce Stevens may be a natural. The way he runs, he catches the ball well. Bryce Stevens is definitely a guy to look at in there, return-wise. Got some other positions, but overall, I would say he's the one that just kind of sticks out to me right now of being a guy that could do that.
When Devion gets fully healthy, is there any talk about him being a kick returner again, or maybe does he?
I could definitely see that. He did it a lot last season, and so I would definitely see him getting into a place of that role.
How smart do you guys have to be with his rep? Sam's talked about you just got to watch him.
Exactly.
What are you doing there?
Yeah, so I make sure I plan out every day that when Davion's going, when he's not. Basically, and he knows before practice. And yesterday I put a little more on him for the first day, and second day I knew he just did a full day of work. Let me scale back a bit. So just trying to be smart with him. And every day I'll make sure he knows when he's going, when he's not.
We were talking to Sam about this, about the coach, the assistants doing positive feedback. I mean, I know at times you got to get on guys and correct them, and sometimes, but you guys don't seem to be the kind that are just cussing guys out all the time like you see some staffs do.
Exactly
What's
right.
your approach to that? And is that something you and Sam talked about during the hiring process? And kind of how do you like to relate to your players?
Well, yeah, it comes down from the top down, and that's the kind of guy Coach Pittman is. We can get after guys if we need to, but at the end of the day, how I always look at it is if I'm just yelling about something, I'm probably not fixing it. You know what I mean? And that's what coaching is all about. Guy makes a mistake, it's all about getting that mistake fixed and not just out there yelling and cursing and doing these different things. Instead, how about, hey, come here, what did you think? Nope, that's not right. Let's get it fixed. And next time you see that same exact thing happen, it should be fixed. Just don't be a repeat offender on me. Don't repeat the same mistakes over and over and over. So that's how I look at it. And honestly, most of the times when if you see one of our guys yelling like that, it probably is one of those repeat mistakes that you're like, come on now, we've talked about this enough, and it's time to get it corrected.
I've seen some coaches, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, they're just really using strong language all the time. And I remember thinking, well, what do they do when they're really trying to get to a guy? Because after a while, they have to get numb to that. I mean, do you ever have thoughts like that?
Yeah, I definitely think that's a true statement. If you do it all the time, I think after a while, guys just kind of get numb to it. Like, hey, all right, I know I made a mistake. I'll fix it myself. And it's like, instead, I want you to feel some type of. If I get there, it's like, hey, I really messed up, So I would agree with that.
Coach, I know you've got you can't comment on specific names, but you have a wide receiver commitment. Where are you guys right now in terms of the number of wide receivers that you want to bring in, and what's your philosophy overall in recruiting, and what can you bring to the table given your background as a player and being from Houston and everything?
Philosophy overall, I think you have to know what you got first on campus. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, I like having different styles of guys around the room. And so you got to know what you got on roster. You got to know what you need that's not kind of what will fit in with the room and walk in right now, and this guy brings this to the table. I think we're in a good spot in this class. We're in one of the top classes in the country, and I think it's going to stay that way as long as we keep rolling, and especially I think after we start the season off, we may have people trying to jump on the train, right, and everything. And so I'm excited about that. My overall philosophy is just, hey, what do you have on your roster? What fits in well with it? What plugs in? Something that you may not have in the room, something of that nature. So being from Houston, being a guy that played it at a high level, I think I can relate to these guys. I mean, that's something big that I try to bring to the table, relating to them and letting them know, hey, I've been through this. I've been through the process. I've been through going to campus in red shirt and been on that side of it. I've seen guys who came in and were 3-year guys and how they handled it and all those different things. So I just try to relate to it all, let them know how my experiences helped me and how I've seen different experiences affect others. So I learned from it, and hopefully I can help someone else learn from something in a positive manner.
All right, thanks, okay.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.